Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. More work on the Vauxhall Zafira, and let's explain what's going on. So, it's a bit of a strange one, this. The rear seat belt, they fold all the way down, the seats do. So you've got quite a big luggage space, approximately 1 by 1 metre storage in the back there, which is fantastic. However, when you fold the seats, the middle seat belt is actually attached to one of the uprights, and when it goes down it locks into place. It's a safety thing that seat belts do. When it does that click, you feel it. Now the problem is a lot of these, there's a tiny little plastic clip that stops them going too far, and obviously over time that goes. I mean, this is a 2010 model, so it's going to have given up on me. And the problem is you then can't lift the seat back up because the seat belt is locked and holds it down. So I'll show you the problem and then we'll try and work out how to fix it. So I'll show you the problem. I've already started on this, but I'll explain where I'm at. So here's the problem. You can see that's what holds the seatbelt mechanism in place. And if I spin the camera around, I'll try and lift the seat up and I'll show you the issue. So normally to lift the seat, you use the little switch here and the seat starts to lift up. But you'll see it's kind of getting stuck. And what I'll do is I'll try and get the camera in underneath and show you exactly where it's getting stuck. You can see the seat belt is tensioning so tight it won't let the seat lift any further up. And the problem is the seat belt is in its locking position. If I grab it, see, it won't move at all because it's gone into that locked position. I can kind of show you on one of the normal working front seat belts. You'll recognise the kind of thing. That lock, which is how the seatbelt works for safety. Basically this one is locked solid, and it seems that there's only a couple of ways of solving this. The first way is to actually cut the seatbelt and then replace the whole seatbelt mechanism. I'm not going to do that, so I'm going to work out best way is to actually get the seat out. So what I've started doing is, first of all, there's a Torx down there. And I think I want to get into that one down there. So to do that, we need to take this plastic piece off. So it's held on by these little plastic push pieces. I've taken the top one off. Let's take the bottom one off and see if we can get the plastic trim off. So I'll just show you this little plastic trim piece. Now if you're lucky, on the top one, what I managed to do is grab a little bit of the protruding plastic and pull, and that releases it. The bottom one, haven't been able to do that, so what I've done is I used a very small Allen key to push down the middle of it to push the pin through. Now that does mean that there's a pin floating somewhere on the floor down there, so we'll have to find that, otherwise have to replace that. So that's those bits starting to release. Not quite sure how this handle comes off at the top here, so we'll work that out in a second. You can see in here we've got a Torx to take that off, so let's see if I can find the right one. Yep, so that one there is a 25. Let's give that a go. it's light work of doing stuff like this, and it's quite a good angle to get at. So that's that one. Now I'm guessing there's going to be some more clips at the front, so let's have a look and see what those are. If you're keeping up with this, I just pulled the front out and you can see it's just a couple of pop clips that push in and hold it. Now the problem I've got now is this rear lever, so I'm going to go around the other side. It's lucky this is actually on both sides, so I'll go around, move the whole seat assembly forward, see if we can work out how to get this handle off. Okay, I've got it figured how to remove this handle, so I'll show you. Now at the back of it, about halfway down, there's a little clip, and that's what's holding it. So let me show you. A flat screwdriver into the middle, lift it out, not too far, because it's like a hook. And all you want to do is move it slightly and lift, and there it comes out. And you can see what I was doing. I was lifting this plastic piece here, which is the locking part of it. So there we go, that's out without damaging it. Means we can take our plastic trim piece off, and now I can get at the other Torx that's holding this in. Looks like a 47. Yes, this lever's a bit in the way, to be honest, but there's not much we can do about that. That's the one that moves the whole thing forwards and backwards. Actually, maybe it's a 45. Yeah, 45, there we go. Okay, so let's get my little electric ratchet, and let's see. I'm not sure if it's going to be strong enough to undo this or whether I need to give it a crack to start with. Nope, it can't do it, which doesn't surprise me, to be honest with you. So what I'll do is I'll get this well, strangely, those two bolts that I took apart look like they should allow this to come off, but it doesn't look like that's the case. So what I've done is this is just pushed in down this channel, and I've exposed these two either side. So I'm going to undo these and see if I can lift the top off the seat, see if that helps us at all. But it's proving quite tricky, this, to find the right way in. I'm not sure if you can see what I'm doing here. But now I can reach in and undo that Torx, I believe. Yes. So that's part of the seatbelt mechanism. That's the socket. That should now let me lift the entire seat out. Let's see what we get, shall we? Not very hopeful, to be honest with you. I think it's probably still going to be attached down the bottom here. Oh, it's actually just the seat upholstery clip. Let me just try and show you what I'm doing. It's really difficult for space. That piece there. Okay. Everything's just exploded, which is going to be fun, but we've got it. We've got it undone. Thank goodness. So now we've got it out. What we're going to have to do is put the components back before I forget what order they all go in. So this piece here can go back on the side. There's a little plastic clip, you can just see the white clip there that clips inside. That's part of the recline mechanism. but you can see now we've got the seat belt released. Now the fact that it's been jamming in here is actually whilst I've been trying to get it out, but you can see the problem. It's actually completely faulty. I think the seatbelt might have actually failed. So we're now indoors and same problem. You can see it's fully retracted but it's still locked, and from what I can tell is there is the potential that there's part of the mechanism to do with the folding that could be stopping it. So next thing, unfortunately, means we need to get at the actual seatbelt mechanism, which is just behind here. So to do that, let me move. First thing is to remove the side. You can see it's just clipped in. That just fits into the channel along here. And by doing that, if I can position the camera right, you can see I can make a bit of a gap up here to get the foam off, or at least partly off. I'm not quite sure how it would come off the top, but you can see now this block here, which is where the seatbelt is. Another Torx there and one up there. So let's take those off and hopefully we'll be able to get at the mechanism itself. Well, the bad news is there's another Torx just down the bottom there, so it looks like I am going to have to take off all of the padding and the backing. So let's continue taking that round. This piece here, this just pulls out. Like that. I'm not quite sure about this bit of plastic, how this is held on yet, so I'll need to work that out.